we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
I've got to say, I'm not feeling in love for it today at all. I'm absolutely shattered. I am done in. Saturday, ran yesterday, 2 hours really hard, and my legs are just so tired. Last week was amazing, this week's been really difficult. So yeah, just today, just the training load, I guess, and you know, you're not going to do well every week, are you? So I've been pushing pretty hard, but it just shows, you know, how the difference in the body when you kind of wake up in the morning. Sometimes you feel great. This morning I just knew it was going to be really tough. Fortunately, I went out with my son for an hour. I just followed him, so I did a really easy run just to warm up, and I just haven't improved at all. Had a gel back there, about 100 calories, but that hasn't really given me any spike. So what I thought I'd do instead was just do a different route, just find something a bit different to do. Ran up to the top of the tower, Chintas Tower, which is beautiful, and yeah, just enjoyed the run, just enjoy being out in the nature. The sun's shining, it's a lovely day, and just write this one off as a tired run. But that is the point, it's back-to-back runs. You know, that's the whole point of this, is to feel tired, to run on tired legs, and to keep pushing until the end. So I've got another 30 minutes to do, and then I'll be back to the cabin to chat about the week. See you in a bit.
I'm so done with you. Yeah, I'm so done with you. And I thought you'd changed, but you go back to the same old way.
Welcome back everyone to the channel. It's freezing, I must say. I've just come back from a 15k run, so I'm getting a bit of a come down from it. Yeah, so going to talk about my week, last week, as always. Update, getting close to my target date, the 29th of January. Almost forgot the day there. Obviously no race, little tear, but hey, yeah, doing all right. And I really, goes back to what I was just saying when I was running, about being happy with what I was doing, and just having a think about a bit about gratitude, really. And I've listened to a podcast, it's called A Runner's Life, by a guy called Marcus Brown. Look it up if you're into podcasts. You may have come across it. If you haven't, look it up. But I really sort of think if you don't listen to many podcasts, it's really useful. I do a lot of driving for work. Yeah, anyway, so he interviewed Mario Fraioli, who's one of my favourites. You probably know that by now. And Mario Fraioli talked about, and for my Italian listeners, hopefully I say his surname right, Fraioli, but I'm not sure how you meant to say it. Anyway, he talks about gratitude, and I just think he touched on a really, you know, we're going through a lockdown, CV-19, and I really like that, being grateful for what we have. You know, I was out, I found it a really tough week, but I was out enjoying my time out there. You know, I was having a little walk. I wasn't running, wasn't trying to get a PR or anything like that, but I was just happy where I was, enjoying nature, enjoying the sun, bit of peace, you know, just some thought time. And, you know, I'm grateful for many things, but as runners, I think we should be grateful, you know, that we are able to run, that we are fit, we are healthy, you know, and we're out there doing our thing. With all this COVID-19 stuff going on, I think really everyone's all focused on these races being cancelled, and I think people should see past races, see past that, and just be grateful to be able to run and just train and just feel good, and, you know, be positive about that. And I know we haven't got our races coming up, and that's part of what my channel's all about as well, is racing. You know, one of my best videos is when I ran the A100. But, you know, let's be grateful that we're just healthy and alive, because there's some horrible stuff going on out there. My heart goes out to everyone who's been touched by CV19. So anyway, that's enough about that, but it's just about gratitude. Anyway, right, last week, how did it go? It was a dreadful week, one of my worst training weeks. I think sometimes when you come up to a long training plan, you're coming to the end of it, you're starting to get a bit fed up, you're getting tired, you want it over. The process has gone really well at points, but this was a really low week. And I think one of the biggest reasons why is I went back to work. So my whole routine's changed. I have a long day, like we all do if we're working. You know, I don't get home till sort of 6:30, 7, do the kids thing, and then I've got to train as well. So it's just trying to get into that routine. And you also want a bit of quiet time in the evenings as well. So it's been pretty tricky. I think that's one of the reasons why it was such a bad week. But anyway, positives out of it was my fitness level stayed the same as last week. We're at 92, which is really good. My form's at -7, so nothing dramatic there. And my fatigue's coming down a little bit, but I was extremely tired. I basically did my whole weeks of training, did pretty well. I ran less than last week. I ran the week before. I ran 58.8 miles. My TSS, my training stress score, 637, which is a bit low, but there's a reason for that. And I only did 8 hours, 28 minutes of running last week. The week before, I keep saying, is 11:19. So I did a lot less. However, one of the reasons why is I'll jump to it now, is on Wednesday, I missed a workout. And I'll go into that in a minute. But Monday started off with an easy run. The day before, the Sunday, I had a tough 24 miler. So I felt really good. My legs felt quite fresh. I did a very easy workout in my gym, just with legs and stuff like that. And I flushed out all the aches and pains, felt really, really good. And I did some strides as well. So it gets a happy face there. I was pleased about that. And then on the Tuesday, I had my workout. And if you go onto my Strava, I binned it. I did an hour and 27. I was meant to go for a bit longer. I did 10.4 miles, but it was really wet, really slippery. I fell over. Where I run is Newlands Corner, and it's quite hard packed. I think it's on chalk, and then the mud's over the top. And when it gets muddy and there's a lot of footfall, it's really, really slippery. I fell over. It wasn't too serious, but I just had enough in the end. And I just tried to do this workout, which was 2 by 30 minute at 7 RPE with a 5-minute recovery. But I just couldn't do it. I gave up and I thought, let's just get home. But I still got out there and did it. And that was really good. And it's great arc training weather this now at the moment, because it's wet, it's cold, it's miserable, it's muddy. And this is, really good fortuitous weather. You've got to really look deep down. A lot good for your constitution, this. However, I have got an injury. I was talking last week about my ankle, and definitely it's got worse. It basically is just above the ankle bone. It aches quite a bit. I can't land on my forefoot very hard, and I'm being very careful. So I skipped my workout. I thought, let's just back off. Let's get the recovery going. Let's get the massage going. Let's have a nice bath with Epsom. Focused on that, and I actually moved my Thursday workout as well. So I had 2 days to recover and just regroup, get myself back on track, because I was concerned that I think if I'd done any more running, I probably would have flared up and become worse. So yeah, just keeping an eye out on that. And then on Friday, I did a 15k really easy on flat. We've got a railway track, so it's nice and flat. And I ran with my son. He biked, and the ankle wasn't good towards the end. I ran with my Brooks running road shoes, and I think they're not very well cushioned. No, I didn't. I didn't run with those. I ran with my Olympus 4s, and they're zero drop, and I think that caused me a bit of a problem. So just towards the end, I had to stop and walk a little bit, but it goes away. So it's still there, a little nag now, but it's manageable. Anyway, then wow, Saturday, fantastic. One of my best workouts I've done of the whole training blocks. I was really pleased with that. 7 RPE. I'm loving my 7 RPE workouts. And that was basically, I called it the floater, and it's basically doing a 6 RPE for 20 minutes, then a 7 RPE for 20 minutes, and a 6, then a 7, then a 6, and you're out for a good 2 hours, and you're really going. Your heart rate's at about 145 to 155 out on the trails. I just ran around Blackheath, had a really, really nice workout. It was nice and dry. It was beautiful. I loved it. So that was great. And then the next day I had my long run, and that was an absolute disaster. I think I was tired, my mind wasn't into it, I was low on calories, and I took a gel with me, but I definitely should have respected that long run a little bit more. I went out with my son nice and easy for the first hour, my youngest, and that was really nice. Just took it nice and easy along the trails, well, on the flat along the river, and then I went off and just finished the last hour and a half on my own. But I made sure that I did the whole, I've got here, 2 hours 40. I made sure I did the whole 2 hours 40, because basically these are back-to-back runs. And if you haven't been doing back-to-back runs in your training, I recommend putting them in occasionally, because you're running on tired legs. And it's really important to know that, because you've got to be used to how your body reacts to tired legs. And you've got to be used to running on tired legs. And you've got to be used to being really tired and carry on running. You can't just stop and go home. You've got to be, when you do these long ultras, you are going to be shattered, and it's a real roller coaster, and you're going to get extremely tired, feel really rough, and then all of a sudden you feel better, and you've got to practice that in training. So that is one of the really good things about back-to-back runs, and that showed me. So I made sure I finished it. It was awful. Well, it's absolutely terrible. But anyway, all done, got it done. So that was my week. I've got 2 weeks left, and I'm now in taper. So I'm starting to taper now, starting to just ease off. Next week, and probably just do one workout and just lower the, won't do a long run. I'll probably do one long run, a 2 hour on the Sunday, but I'm now just dropping my mileage, lowering the intensity, getting ready 2 weeks for the 29th of January. And what else? 29th of January, what I was thinking of doing, I am thinking about doing, if the weather is okay and it is dry, I'm thinking about going out for a long run. And long run could be 50 miles, could be a bit longer, I'm not sure yet. I've got a little loop. I'm in a bit of a CV19 dilemma. I'm not going to travel out, and I'm going to come out of my house. I'm just not sure about that yet. But it's playing on my mind a little bit to do something. So we'll have to see what the weather's like. I'm not going to go out if it's like this at the moment, where it's pouring with rain and howling winds. Anyway, there we go. Sleep was good. 8 hours of sleep. Getting my recovery in, making sure I got my sleep in last week, which is really good. My whoop strap I wear. My HRV was okay, but my recovery on Friday wasn't good at 41%. But Saturday was good, and then Sunday wasn't. But I skipped one day because I didn't have it charged. So there we go. But again, the metrics on there are interesting. I recovered really well on the Monday. So yeah, a bit of a weak spot, but it went pretty well. So really, I think what I learned from last week was listen to my body, respect the injury, stop as soon as you can. I'm definitely one for running on injuries. I always have been. And so this time I stopped, just take a bit of a chill pill. I know I haven't got a race coming up, so I'm not panicking about it. That's the other thing. You don't have that stress in your head of a race. I don't have to worry about packing things, buying things, all this sort of stuff. So if I do get injured, it's not a big deal. But I promised myself that I'd treat this as if I was going up to a race. So there we go. That's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Obviously you're enjoying it, because I'm getting a few all the time. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps the channel. Share it. Talk to people if you want to share this channel with some people. I'd really appreciate that. Love hearing from you. Leave some great comments. Hit the like button. Thank you very much.